Hello, I'm Lee and welcome back to the Monkeywood garage. In this episode I'm going to run through the most cost-effective method of cleaning your motorcycle chain. So this video is really aimed at anybody looking to save a few quid or new riders who are trying to figure out a good method of maintaining their chain. So before we get started, I'm going to run through all the items that I use and I'll put all the information in the description below. So let's get started. So the first item I recommend is a chain brush. Now you pick these up for around £6 off Amazon, and what you get is these nylon tassels going in 3 directions on the head, so it's perfect for getting every angle of your chain. Now when it comes to actually cleaning your chain and getting all the crud and dirt off there, what I recommend using is kerosene. Now this is the one that I actually use, which is purchased from Smith Allan. What we've got here is 5 litres and it costs around £27. You can get it from eBay, any sort of DIY store. So when it comes to lubing your chain, there's another Smith Allan product. EP90 gear oil is fantastic at keeping your chain corrosion free. Now this is 1 litre and that costs about £11. But you don't have to go direct to Smith Allan, you can just get it off of eBay. But this stuff's fantastic. And in a lot of cases, if you look at your handbook for your bike, you'll actually see that EP90 is actually recommended for lubing the chain. Now always make sure you've got a stash of microfiber cloths. So I use these for drying the chain after I've applied the kerosene, getting rid of the excess oil, or whether it just be to protect the garage floor or your driveway or wherever you're lubing your chain. So the next item I recommend is a plastic applicator bottle. These are about £8 off Amazon for a set of 3, and all I do is I pour the gear oil into here, which lets us control how much is applied to the chain as I'm lubing it. So the last item that I use for cleaning and lubing the chain is a 1-inch paintbrush off Amazon. So these are 69p, but come in very handy when it comes to just spreading the oil across the whole chain and making sure you get the outside links coated as well. Get one bought. Now before I actually get into the process itself of cleaning and lubing your chain, the main point of this video was to really demonstrate how you can save a lot of money keeping your chain maintained. So all items I've mentioned come to a total of £53, and I would still say I've got around half of the kerosene left and half of the gear oil left. Now for example, if you were to clean and lube your chain with branded products such as your muck off stuff, so you've got your muck off all weather chain lube and the chain cleaner, and these combined come to a total of £19. So you've got just under a litre in each can, and I'm going to estimate, depending on how much you ride, these would probably last you around 2 months. So if you were to constantly maintain your chain using branded products, it'll cost you somewhere in the region of £114 a year. But by using kerosene and gear oil, like I say, so far it's cost £53, and I've managed to clean the chain for a year and a half. And I fully suspect I'll get another half a year out of that. So that's a saving of around 75% just by avoiding your generic branded product. So that is just a big point I wanted to make in this video. So yeah, let's get stuck in and let's actually go through the process of cleaning and lubing the chain. Now I would usually wash the bike before cleaning the chain, but as you can see, the bike doesn't really need a clean. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is put the bike on its centre stand if you've got one, which in my case on the Triumph it doesn't come with one. So I've got a paddock stand which just raises the back wheel off the floor so you can rotate the chain easily. If you've got neither, you can just push the bike backwards and forwards to make sure you're covering all of the chain. So to start cleaning the chain, I'll just pour some kerosene in a little container such as this, which enables us to dip the chain cleaning brush into the kerosene and make sure it's on all of the nylon tassels. Make sure it's firmly in place on the chain and just rotate it while I'm doing a backwards and forwards motion to clear the 2 outside rungs of the chain while cleaning the centre. Do a good few rotations, making sure the kerosene's doing its stuff, sinking into the chain. Then for the next step, I'll just do the inside of the chain, and again just rotate the chain. Now, one thing that's worth pointing out is it's always worth rotating the chain away from the sprocket so you don't get anything or any fingers mangled in the sprocket as you're rotating the chain. The next step is to either leave the chain to dry, or unless you've got a blow dryer. Like I say, I would normally have washed the bike first, so I'd normally have water and kerosene mixed in. But I suppose if you haven't got much time, get a clean microfiber cloth and just again rotate the wheel to get any more dirt off, and just dry the chain out and remove as much of the remnants of kerosene as you can. Now, the chain wasn't particularly dirty to start with, but as you can see, the kerosene has done a fantastic job of cleaning it. I mean, it looks brand new. It is fantastic stuff, and for the price it just cannot be matched. So you've cleaned the chain. The next step is to lube the chain. So using the applicator bottle I mentioned earlier, which is full of the EP90 gear oil, let's just position it over the centre of the chain, squeeze the bottle and just rotate it. I'll just do this for one full rotation of the chain. And once that's done, using the paintbrush I mentioned earlier, I'll just go around again just to spread the oil using the brush. I'll add slightly more to the brush, and I'll just use that to go around both sides of the chain to make sure the outsides are protected from corrosion. And it's just as simple as, again, rotating the wheel, keeping the brush in place. As a final step, I'll just wipe off some of the excess oil by lightly covering the chain with a microfiber cloth. Again, just a couple of rotations, and that's the end of the process. After you've lubed your chain, let your bike sit overnight, or at least for 12 hours. Just let gravity do its thing, let the oil sink into all the nooks and crannies and harden as much as it can, just to prevent any fling off when you go out riding on the bike. Now, that's my cost-effective method of cleaning and lubing your chain. Now, I will always recommend that you consult your manufacturer's manual to look at the frequency you should clean your chain. For example, the Triumph that I've got, it says every 200 miles, which I generally stick to. So I've done over 4,000 miles so far, and the chain still looks brand new, using only the products I've showed in this video. So I hope it has been helpful. Again, I'll put all the products that I've used in the description below, should you want to buy them. And again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Monkeywood Garage. Cheers.